Oh, we're in, Jackie. We are live in our
Hi,
Jumpstart
everybody.
group. So
Yay!
excited. We're going to give people a second because I know it takes a minute to hop in. So while we're
Yeah,
waiting till we see like an eyeball or someone give us a little message, you're here. We know
yeah.
StreamYard works a little bit differently than live. Oh, Leanne's here. Yes, we are in. Another Facebook user doesn't have a name, but Jessica's in. All right. Oh, we got 10 people. All right, perfect. We are in the right place. Um, Everybody, we are so excited. I'm Debbie Bry.
And I'm Jackie McGowan.
And we are here in this new group. Well, it's a group we established last month, but kind of changed things over. So if you had been with us last month and you qualify to be in there, as you know, we've changed, after meeting with Kimberly, we changed the format of this group to be able to better service more people and to teach you, depending, it doesn't matter where you're at. When we say basics, you could be in the job for 2 years because we're always honing in on our basics. So it's really to get everybody moving along their business really well, to be able to get you to move into leadership if that is your choice, or to just have a really strong personal business. So each week, this is how it's going to be a little bit different than the last group if you were in it. First, let me explain the difference between this and Beautifully Polished. One more time is Beautifully Polished. Yes, I do my live Wednesday training in there. That's where we have Fiesta Friday. We have, announcements, all things like that. We have our albums you can search up. This group is solely for training. It's where we're not going to, and Beautifully Polished, we have commenting turned off or posting that you cannot go in there and post. We're going to try not to do that in this group. So if we teach on something and you have a question, you'll be able to post it in here. So we're hoping we can keep that so things don't get lost, but it's just too much in the other group because there's so many things going on. So look at this as more of a community group where you're going to learn and be able to interact, where Beautifully Polished is too, but it's definitely a little bit more regulated because we have 2,500 people in there. Anything you want to comment on that, Jackie?
No, go ahead. I'm just so
Okay.
excited that everybody's here and I'm ready to jump on in.
Yeah, me too. So another way we're doing this a little differently, in the last group, Jackie and I kind of taught together. Instead, we are going to take turns. So like today, I'm leading the training, and then next week she will. So we'll kind of go back and forth, but both be present. And we think that'll help. Well, first of all, it helps us with our planning too, because then we're not planning for 2 people together at once of who's going to share what. It helps us a little bit moving forward, that we each are planning one or the other. And the other one will add anything they need to add. So you're getting training from both of us. All right. So I'm super excited all of you people decided to hop in this group. It's going to do great for your business. So for the month of December, we're going to be teaching you about skills that help the core of your business. All right. So if you're a person who watches your health, you know, even if you don't watch your health, we all know our health starts with our core, whether it's our stomach and our eating, whether it's the muscle in your body for strength, for the rest of your body to work out. Everything starts with your core, your gut health. We all hear that expression, right? Well, that's the same with your business. Everything in your business starts with the core things that you need to learn about your business. And then it helps everything else come. So these first 4 skills in the next 4 weeks, we're going to touch on what we feel are the core to your business. And these skills are: today is knowing your why. Next week will be setting goals. The following week is connecting and offering the business and the product and the party. And the following week is listening and handling objections. All right. So that's 4 weeks on your core. So with that said, it's going to be a great series to help you feel more comfortable in what we feel are really important skills. Again, if you've been in it, I can't leave a training without ever learning something. So I feel like you're going to learn something. If nothing else, sometimes it just lights that fire back under you to get you where you start to, of course, are like anything in life. You're super passionate, then your passion goes down a little bit. It goes up, goes down. It's cyclical, especially right now in COVID. Everything is just kind of like, wow, what's happening to our December, right? Our holidays.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of refresh yourself there. So we're going to jump right in because we want to make sure we also stay on task here and talk about our first week today, which is knowing your why. So today what we are going to talk about, what you're going to learn is the importance of knowing your why, how to discover your why, what are your strengths and weaknesses that can contribute to your success, what are you willing to do to achieve your why, and where do you share your why? So if you were in our last group, I know we talked about our why, but you still may pick up something different because this is a different training. I wrote it totally differently than the last time. So don't just hang up. I love the quote of find your why and you'll find your way, right? If we know why, we'll know our way. So what made you sign on the dotted line? You could have signed with any other business, any other company, done any other job, but what made you jump into Color Street? What is the fire in your belly that keeps you moving and keeps you doing this business? Some of you may already know your why. Some of you may have figured it out and you have stuck with the same why. Your why is what keeps you motivated and drives you on the hardest of days. Why is it important to know that why? Because knowing it could change your life in your business. It helps hold you accountable. It's what makes you tick on the hardest of days, all right? So let's talk first about finding your why, why we should find it. I want to talk about direct sales in general for a minute here. Direct sales in general, people are drawn to our type of business. They're drawn to it because of flexible schedules, a low startup fee, typically. Some aren't low, but most are. But in comparison to a regular business, it's a low startup fee. Social reasons, it might be for new friends, grown-up time out of the house. Maybe it's to work on your self-esteem or personal things about yourself. Maybe it's money and financial things. And finally, so a lot of people sign up because they love the product. Do you know that 57% of people join for the discount? 57%, that's crazy. I literally just had a girl message me today that's been ordering from me saying she wants to sign up because of, because she loves the product and she just wants to casually give it to friends and family. And so again, she's coming in because she loves the product and wants a discount and just wants to share it, all right? The majority of people on our team could have come here, if you look at the 57%, for a discount. But that discount is not enough to keep you wanting to do your business more than just maybe the $300 every 6 months. But if you want more out of it, it's not enough to drive you to get you on the phone and risk being rejected. Nope, not enough. It's not enough to get you through the hard days. So it's not uncommon when people who join for the discount eventually leave, all right? Because it's not enough, that discount's not enough to entice them to want to do the work, all right? These are people who also casually place orders, every once in a while. So I also see people who say they're in it casually for the discount, but it's because of fear of failure. People say, I'm just here for the discount. I don't really want to make a business, because if it doesn't work, if they truly told you the real reason that they want to make money, that they're working on something with themselves, and they challenge themselves to try something new, they're scared they'll fail. So if they tell anybody that, in their eyes, they have failed. But I want to tell you something. I don't care if you came in for the discount and you have another hidden reason. In this business, you can never, ever, ever fail. Even if you do it and you stop, because you had to have made some change in your life that made you a different person while being here. And no matter what it is, you didn't fail then. Maybe you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, but you still didn't fail. So if you're that person out there that has a why, that you're scared to tell, that you just keep saying, I'm just kind of here for the discount because you're scared to let people know, I promise you, you're not going to fail, because you cannot fail at this business. Everybody has different things they want, even if you don't get what you want. If you're listening to this training, you might be one of the people who came here for the discount. That may have been your original why, but then something happened. Yeah, Jackie raised her hand. She totally is this person. I know so many of you that say the same thing. But then you realize there's more opportunity, more friendships, more money to be made, more jewelry, more gifts, more incentives, more trips, more a conference to attend, skills to learn. You realize all of a sudden that this discount could lead to something else. So I'm going to ask you again, why are you in this business? Direct sales appeals to so many people. So I want you to take a minute and think about what made you sign on the dotted line. Our job is simple, but it's not easy. We're going to come across days where things don't go right, where we have 30 no's. We have days where hostesses cancel, parties cancel. You can't fill the orders because you don't have the stock. The stock isn't on the website. Everything's coming out of your cart. We don't have any products because it's COVID. You're going to have days like that. I 100% promise you. All right. Why? So we don't have somebody like a boss that says, you have to stay, you have to do this, you have to do that. We don't have that. We don't have a boss that we have to report to, that we're going to get fired if we don't set up our next nail bar. So with a job like that, it's really easy for us on those hard days to get up and walk away. A person who just wants the discount is not going to do that stuff. So if you keep telling yourself you're doing this just for the discount, you're doing it for another reason, and you just haven't figured out what it is. All right. So you wouldn't put up with all this stuff if you just wanted a discount. So this is where it's vital to know what you want and why you want it. Your why gets you through all those things I just talked about and more, the hours, the weeks, the days when it's tough and things don't go your way. You can't get another nail bar. Everyone told you no. Then why do you keep doing this? Why do you want to keep doing it? Think of a time that you did something that was a huge milestone for yourself. First, you set a reason, then you set goals to achieve it. Think of parenting. This is a good one. There are days we are so frustrated. No matter how old our kids are, we teach, we reteach, they don't get it. They mouth off, they break rules. But guess what? At the end of the day, no matter what they do, we still love them. Why? We have all these goals we want to do with them. They're not doing what we said, but we're still going to keep doing it because we go back to our why, that we wanted those kids more than anything, right? Our why is much stronger and it's going to keep us loving them. That our why is that we want to help them be the best individuals they can be, even if they don't listen to us. So I'm going to ask you again, why did you decide to go with Color Street? So sometimes you just know your why. It's easy. I'm doing this because I want to make an extra $400 a month. I'm doing this because I feel lonely and I want to make some new friends. So many people go through life without feeling a part of something. That's what is attractive about direct sales for people. They want to get that feeling of belonging, especially right now when we're all separated and jobs are weird, but we can feel like we belong in this community together. It's amazing what we can get through Zooms, through Facebook, through Lives right now with Color Street. It's been a lifesaver for a lot of people. Some people come because they want that. Some people come because they want recognition. This job is a big job on recognition. A lot of people don't get that at home. They don't get that in other jobs. They don't get that from their friends. They just want to feel important. They want to feel recognized for things they do. Another exciting thing about a why is it can change over time and over your course with Color Street. So sometimes you think you know your why, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, it's not really that why at all. So I want you to take some time this week and truly reflect on what brought you to Color Street. Sometimes it's so personal you can't share it yet, and we understand that. Sometimes, like I said, it's hidden and you aren't ready to own it yet. And that happens too. Sometimes you haven't even realized it. But again, if you're telling me you're here for the discount, you're not on this call then. You don't just come here for the discount and choose to do extra things like this. So why are you on this call? What do you want? Sometimes your why might make you or others cry. It very well might. Sometimes you aren't ready to share it publicly. So I challenge you to write it down Write down your true why, even if you're not ready to share, so you can keep looking at it and knowing it. You know, many of you know this, but when I first started, my kids were older. I'd been a stay-at-home mom. I was a teacher originally. I stayed home for, well, 15 years, but I did, I substitute taught. I did some part-time things, tons of volunteer work. My kids were in middle school and high school, and I needed something for me. I realized I had a long time until my husband retired. I had to find something for my identity. So that's what I started with originally. It was for me to have something of my own that was not related to my kids. I got that. Then that first paycheck came out, that first month we opened, and I made $1,300. I had not made $1,300 since I taught 15 years prior. I was so excited. So my why now, yeah, I wanted a new identity. I was already finding it. I was making new friends. I had this new business. Now I realized I could make money too. I could actually pay and contribute to our family. I could pay some real bills with $1,300. So now part of my why was, what can I do financially? I can pay for vacations. I can pay for dance. I can pay, start putting money towards my son's college. So then I move on with that and I'm making money. And it was a long time till I realized, why do I keep doing this business? I had to take this was my hardest why to find. I had to take a step back and look and figure out, and it's still my current why, and it's the one that I'm absolutely the most passionate about. So I was a teacher, like I said, but when I was a teacher, I had no kids yet. So I wasn't taken seriously. I was the teacher who, you just don't get it, you don't have kids. Then, I was the stay-at-home mom who volunteered. So, let's say I'm the Girl Scout leader and I'm arranging things. I wasn't taken serious by other moms because, I have time to do that kind of thing because that's all I really do is just, volunteer. So I didn't like I was taken serious in my volunteer roles. The beginning of Color Street, it was a hot mess. We had no direction from corporate. We were just trying to make things a go. So yeah, things were going, but I didn't really feel like I was being taken serious by my friends or my family. I don't want to say my team wasn't taking me serious, but we were all just like blinders on, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. So, yeah, right, Jackie? She laughed. So true. I mean, we were like a deer with headlights trying to figure out what the heck. It was about 1.5 years till corporate jumped in with some training.
Hey, Deb.
Yeah.
I just want to say that these girls are giving me like chills, and I'm holding back tears watching their responses. So they're writing their whys, and it's really.
Jackie's in charge of watching comments, so I can focus, and then it'll be the opposite next week.
I have goosebumps.
So thank you. So through this journey, I never felt good enough, and so. Through in many things, by all means, at my home, I felt good enough. I was very valued as a wife, and I felt very confident in myself as a young child mom. I was an early childhood teacher. I'm not as confident in my teenage parenting skills, but I felt confident prior to that. So then my mission became to prove to myself and to others that not only can I make this work for me, but I can help make and build something with it to help it work for others. And it's a journey that I realized how much this journey I've been on has changed me on such a personal level with my confidence, my skills, my leadership skills, my training skills, financially, that's when I realized I can do this for other people. I can help others feel and grow the same way I have. So my thinking shifted to helping others achieve their goals, no matter what they are. If it's financial, if it's personal, if it's, feeling worth, if it's gaining friends, whatever it is, I feel that now that is what my goal and my mission is, to be able to go out there. And that has become my why, to help all of you. So let me ask you again, why are you doing Color Street? Is it the discount, the paycheck, the friendships, the personal development? Do you have something you're trying to prove to yourself? I remember one gal stuck with it for 2 years, and she said to me, I'm determined to make this work because I've quit everything else I've ever done after just a few months. It's real common. We all start things. You're super excited about it, and then it fizzles. But what gets you past that fizzle point? And that's what the important thing is here. That's where your why comes in. We're all going to get excited if things aren't going the right way. But if you can see that little glimmer of things working right, and you have that determination, you have that why of, nope, I'm not going to let this fail, then you're going to push through those times. So think hard this week. Why are you doing this? What is making you stick with this job? What's making you get on these calls? What's making you show up? So once you've figured out your why, it's important to work with your why. You need to once again do some self-reflecting. This is a big self-reflecting week because we can't move on with the other stuff until you know what's going on. All right. I have a good quote here. Let me see. Hang on, I'm going to find it here. Knowing your why is an important first step in figuring out how to achieve the goals that excite you and create a life and enjoying life. So when you know your why, you will find the courage to take the risks needed to get ahead, stay motivated when the chips are down, and move your life onto an entirely new, more challenging and more rewarding trajectory. So if you think about that, this week we're talking about our why. Next week we're talking about our goals. You can't move on with your goals until you know your why, because you have to know why you're doing this, and then you're going to set your goals accordingly. Okay? So you've got to be able to do that. All right, I gotta refocus here now that I did my quote. Okay, so once you figure that why out, it's going to help you in all these future weeks. All right. If your why is to make money, I'm just going to throw out some examples. If your why is to make money to pay bills, let's say, let's look at your strengths. It's super important to look at your strengths and weaknesses and how they can help you with your why. So let's say you have bills to pay. Your strengths, you're organized, you're a goal setter. So you write down what you need to make. You organize your day according to time. You know what you're going to do. What your weakness is, you're a little bit shyer and it's really hard for you to get out of your comfort zone. So you can be organized. You can know what you're going to do. But it's super hard for you to get on that phone and text people to have a party, or text people to ask them about the product, or get it, send them Tuesdays, or ask them anything about the business. So reach outs are going to be a problem, which ultimately then is going to be hard for you to get parties and pay your bills, right? So this is where it's important to be able to identify, I know I can be organized, but I'm not as good at the reach outs. So what can you do with that? Well, you're going to take those weaknesses, and that's going to become, you're going to use your strength of it and say, okay, I'm organized. I know that I need to reach out to at least 5 people a day. 1 in 10 say yes. So maybe even 10 people a day to try to get some yeses. So I'm going to set those 10 calls as the first thing I do in my day. I'm organized. I write my things to do. I'm making myself put the things that I like the least first, because they're going to be the hardest things to do. So you get those done, and then how good do you feel when you get the crappy things done? I love when I get the things I don't want to do done. Oh my gosh, it's like I feel I could do one thing that I feel crappy, I don't like, and I feel 10 times better than when I do 10 things that are easy for me to do. There's something about that rewarding feeling when you do the thing you don't want to do. So imagine knowing your weakness, identifying it, and then making that the first thing you do each day. So imagine how that could change your business. And that weakness, the more you do it, will become a strength. And then you might have another weakness. Maybe then you get so good at it that maybe your organizational skills go down. But identifying what your strengths and weaknesses are can play a huge part in helping you then move forward for setting your goals and helping you move forward to identifying or fulfilling your why. So let's look at my example for me. So my why is to help others succeed. I love training. Like, you have no idea how, when we went to Kimberly's and she kind of gave us this whole, let's do this and this. And then we had to, okay, we're going to create 12 weeks of training. And we came up with the themes, and we came up with each touch point we wanted to touch on. We looked for quotes. I love that. Like, it's my passion. Like, I get so excited to make, that's my strength. I feel so good. I love creating it. I love delivering it. The hard thing for me, my weakness is sometimes just getting started with it. So getting myself to that point. Okay. So I knew I needed something different with our team because I was seeing some holes, but it was identifying what it was. So once I was able to identify what it was, my weakness at first was identifying it. I figured it out, and then I could use my strength to plug in that, okay, this is what our team needs. We need this weekly, very set strategic training that will help all of us move forward better. And then, of course, I fall into my strength, which is writing it and doing it, and somebody setting me accountable for being able to do it. Another weakness I have as far as being a leader, so my strength is the training piece. Another weakness is shout outs. I'm not a person who needs recognition, so I'm not always great at giving shout outs. Jackie is so good at these beautiful messages with emojis and hearts, and she makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room. That is not my strength because I don't need it. And so and I'm not saying Jackie needs it, but it's not my love language. Words of affirmation are not my love language. And so I have to work really, really, really hard to do cute messages with emojis for doing those shout outs. So I can train you and I can teach you, but I have to work hard at that other portion of it. So I know if I want to move my team forward, I know I need to do both. So I have to work at both. I have to take those weaknesses and write it down in my list of things to do so I make sure I get it done. And I'm getting better by all means, but it is something that I know I always have to work hard at. It doesn't always come naturally for me. Okay, so think about your strengths and weaknesses. So once you figured your why out, why are you doing this business? Then I want you to think, okay, what can I do that I'm really good at, and what do I need to work on that's going to help me with my why? Then let me ask you, what are you willing to do to help you with your why? I know what I want, right? I want to be able to, like I said, lead all of you in the best way that I can. Well, in order for me to teach you, and teach you is I always have to continue learning and growing as a leader. So I have been willing to invest a lot of money into coaching, who people coach me to become a better leader. I've invested time to go away on workshops. I invest time in my day where I'm watching training, where I'm always looking for something more. It is so worth it to me to be able to do that, for me to be able to pour into all of you. So what are you willing to do? How many hours are you willing to work? How many nail bars are you willing to do? How many phone calls and text messages are you willing to commit to schedule those nail bars? Are you willing to try something new, like sharing your why in an opportunity group? Are you willing to call somebody to have a nail bar? Are you willing to get out of your comfort zone and try new things? Do a weekly call with your upline leader. Go to a meeting alone when we have meetings ever again. Are you willing to walk in that room and not know anybody in there to be able to get over that fear? Are you willing to call somebody and tell them about the business? Are you willing to get uncomfortable? Are you willing to do the things you don't want to do, and neither does anybody else? Because that's what's going to set you up above everybody else. Do the things the other people don't want to do, and that's where you're going to find success. Oh, I don't know where Jackie went. Are you willing to share a story on Facebook? I used to be a private person. I was not a big Facebook user. I really had to change my way of thinking because I had to look at it now as a way to advertise my business. So I had to look at it a new way. It was not comfortable for me. It's still not super comfortable on my personal page, but I know it's an important piece that I had to be willing to change in order to make a change with my business. So what are you willing to do? All right. And finally, I want to talk about where you share your why. So now you've learned the importance of a why, how you create your why. You're going to figure out your strengths and weaknesses to help you with your why. You've decided what are you willing to do to help that why. So now where do you use this why? You're going to use this why everywhere. You are going to share it in the business. You are going to share it at parties, whether you're virtual, whether you're online, in person. You are going to share it with someone who says, oh, you're doing Color Street? What's that? And you can give them this quick little story of why you're doing Color Street. You're sharing it with your family and friends. You are going to have a quick little 30-minute or 30-second one there. If you're in an elevator chatting with somebody, if you're checking out at a desk, what could you say to them really quick about your business? I'm not going to go tell them that whole long story of, well, I didn't ever feel I had worth, and I'm not going to go tell them all that. Of course not. But I'm going to have a short little quick reason, a short little 30-second why that I can share with them real quickly. My kids were getting older and I just needed something. I kind of lost myself in my kids, and I found this amazing business now where I know I feel needed and appreciated. And the best thing is I'm making money with it while I'm teaching other people to do the same thing. Boom. Told everything I just said to you, I said in a nutshell, 30 seconds. So that person could have heard, ooh, she works with other people. Ooh, she found self-worth. Ooh, she's making money. Like 3 different things that could appeal to somebody. So have a quick 30-second version and then have your long version, the true story, not the true story, but more details. You're a storyteller. I challenge you to write it into a story. How about that? Write it into some kind of a story like we saw Kendra Hull last year. Amazing storyteller. That may be the version you share at a story or at a party. Oh, you know what I forgot to get out? I was going to show you guys here it is, my Y bag. I'm redoing my office. Olivia, if you're on this, it's all your fault. She gave me a black and white picture this fall, and it made me redo my whole entire office. I'm doing it black and white, all because of a picture Olivia gave me. It's really insane. So my office is torn up right now.
Okay, you need to show us the picture later.
Oh, I will. Oh, yeah, because I don't know where it is right offhand to grab it. I will. I'll have to post it. Okay, so if I'm in a party, I do this. Why do I do it? Because I can pay for my daughter's competitive dance. My family loves to travel. We've been able to take all kinds of vacations. I've been helping pay for my son at Michigan State. And most importantly, I've been able to find myself. Oh, and so I also have, but it's not in here, a picture of our team too. So it's working with other women, and I've been able to find myself. This is what I show at in-home parties, and I keep meaning to add it in my live and my Facebook parties, and I keep forgetting. But you could do that in a Facebook in your live. Show people love to see things. So that's one way you can share your why. So go around your house and find things. I know Dina Doyle shows a credit card and she cuts it and says, life's expensive. I was able to pay credit card bills. So find what you can, but you're sharing your why with everybody. Never judge somebody. We talk about that. You never know what someone's looking for, all right? Don't just assume that girl in the room has it all. Don't just assume, people could have easily made the assumption of me. I'm in my 40s. I've been a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't want another job. Her kids are older. She doesn't need anything. You don't know what someone needs. When our old VP reached out to me, it was at the exact time that I knew I needed something else for me, and it was just the perfect timing. So that's why when someone tells you no, again, it may be no right now, but you don't know 6 months down the road where their life is and if they need something at that moment. So remember, you can always share again, because it's the moment that you catch somebody. Your why can touch many people. So I ask you, what is your story? What is your why? You are the author of your own book. You get to decide where it goes and what ending you want to have. So what is your why? Where is your book going? So today we talked about the importance of your why, how to find your why, using your strengths and weaknesses to your advantage for your why, how much you're willing to commit to achieve your why, and where you're going to share your why. Okay, that's a lot of stuff about your why. So I had told everybody to get out your road. I have the really old Road to Success book. Get out your road to success. There's a couple pages in there. It kind of goes between goal setting, which Jackie will talk about next week, and your why. I think that page 3 is a little bit more into your why. So I challenge you to think about your why and then use page 3 maybe to reflect on that why. I believe, let me see here. It asks, what's your current employment? But what would you like to see change? How were you introduced to Color Street? But how is your Color Street going to make a difference? So you can kind of think of some of that stuff for when you're working on your why. I didn't find this part quite as valuable for us with our why. I'd almost rather see you get out a piece of paper and brainstorm. Start to tell a story with your why. Once you're comfortable with it, once you've written it, are you comfortable sharing it? Do you want to come in this group and share it? Oh, if you go back in this group from last month, the best week we did was the why week, and watching people who were so scared to tell their why and they just hit the live button and went in there and did it. Oh, I mean, Jackie, talk about goosebumps and tears. And I mean, it was so motivating. So if that's you and you want to come in this group live, you come and share that why. Practice in here, then go out in your VIP group, go out on your personal page. Where are you going to share it? Share it with your family. I challenge you to share it with your friends. Wherever you do it, keep practicing it. The more comfortable you feel with it and sharing it, the more alive it becomes and the more personal it becomes to you.
Hey, Deb.
And then people start asking you, oh, I know you, hang on, Jackie, you wanted such and such with your business. I know your why was to go on family vacation. Have you gone on it yet? Things like that. You invest people in your why. Yeah, Jackie?
Yeah, I wanted to invite the girls who just joined the group to scroll back and watch some of those lives. They're still there and they're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many good ones.
Yeah.
And if you're not comfortable doing it live and you want to type your why in here. We'd love to read your why too. So your homework is coming up with that why, practicing the why, going over what your strengths and weaknesses are. That's going to help you decide how much time are you willing to commit. Are you going to put the time in right now to build it and to make it work for the future? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to commit? And then think about how you're going to use it in your next party, in your next conversation with somebody. And that is what your homework is. Now, outside of that part, we also are going to be challenging you each week to go into the app. Hang on, I had it pulled up. To go into the app. So if you go in your Color Street app under training, depending where you are, if you're a brand new stylist, we challenge you to do this first. What do we want them to do, Jackie? The About Color Street, new stylist. How many did we want them to do?
So my alarm just went off. I don't know if you can hear me.
No. How much did we want them to do for their homework?
What the heck? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. My cell phone alarm went off, so I can read your lips.
Oh, really?
You said you can hear me. This is so weird.
That's weird. I was just
talking, Deb. I'll try to figure out how.
While you looked. What's that? Well, we'll type. I know for sure I want you, depending where you are in your business, go through the next module. Let's just say that. Go through, I challenge you to go through at least one new module that you haven't been through yet. So if you're brand new, you're going through those basics. If you're a leader, maybe you're going through the first leader section. All right. So that is your app homework. All right. So I want to end today on, we talked about the importance of your why, figuring it out. So make sure you are working on all of that this week. All right. So again, I want to say what I said earlier, because I just love this. Knowing your why is the important first step in figuring out how to achieve the goals that excite you and create a life you enjoy living. Indeed, only when you know your why will you find the courage to take the risks needed to get ahead, stay motivated when the chips are down, and move you into an entirely new, more challenging and rewarding trajectory. Achieving your goals becomes easier when you know why you want to achieve them. So that will lead us into next week. Jackie will talk about goal setting, and achieving your goals will become easier when you know why you want to achieve them. So I want to end on know your why so you can be beautifully purposeful.
Love that.
All right. Anything you want to add, Jackie?
Oh, I could talk forever.
No, I know.
It's kind of scary when you open the floor to me, but I do just want to share a really quick live and then a
Yeah.
quick quote, if I may. Not a live,
Yeah.
a why. Okay, so you guys, I loved every single nugget that Debbie just shared. If you are just catching the replay, we are so grateful that you are here, and we cannot wait to do this 12-week training course with you. This is our first of 12. I will share really quickly that my why continues to change. I was reading a lot of comments and people, I love sharing, or I love hearing your whys. I personally bought the kit just to do my nails, which are not done right now. I need to. And then I made money on my first nail bar, and I was like, "Whoa, that really changed my mindset on Jumpstart." So our group is called Jumpstart to Success, and you can come into this group at any time, whether you're brand new or you're a veteran stylist, because each month we can treat as a brand new jumpstart. And I remember hearing $1,000 of this $10 product. I'm never going to do that. And then I had my first nail bar, and I was like, oh wait, now I'm 1/3 of my way to that first jumpstart. That was my fuel. That fired me up to say, okay, now I'm going to pay attention to this first jumpstart goal. And even if you've passed your jumpstart, I just want you to treat today as day number 1 in your jumpstart 35. And you can start creating or thinking about your why and reaching out, booking parties, because it was that first party that truly lit my fire. And so, Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your why today.
Yeah.
I am just so delighted and excited for this group. And,
I know. I'm kind of looking over at the comments now. So when we get off, I'll look over all of them but I'm glad you were able to respond to people, it looks like.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I'm just so excited to hear how people respond this week about their why. And we're going to start talking about goals next week. And I'll just end my little piece here with a quote that really helped me do something that I was uncomfortable doing, because I wasn't comfortable booking parties. But I'll tell you, I thought of this. I mean, I didn't think of this. I read this. What if I fail? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?
Yep, and look at you now.
Yeah, I love it. And
the flying was good.
Yeah, and
all right. So you chose to get uncomfortable. Are you willing to get uncomfortable? Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We're super excited. So check in with us about your homework, and then we will see you next week, where Jackie will train on goals.
Yay! Fire up!
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.